Online?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect.
Oh,
Good morning.
oh, then I'm sorry. You go ahead. I got it. I got it.
We have a program that everybody can be able to have chat. So Yanni, if you kindly call the roll so that we establish quorum, we'll ask CAP members to identify your region for Contra Costa County and how long you've been a member. The introduction of committee members.
I can start. My name is Rita Moore. I'm an Antioch resident in East County, and I've been a cab member for part of this my first year.
I'm Crawford Carpenter. I've been a cab member for 30 years and I represent Central County.
Good morning, Latanya Thompson. I am from West Contra Costa County and I've been a member for 1 year.
Good morning, my name is Renee Curley. I am from West County and I have been a cab member for a week.
Ozzy?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ozzy Carter and I represent East County, and this is my 3rd year on CAB. And I'm glad to be in the house.
And now if you can have the introduction of the staff and then the county agency.
Let's start in the room. Patricia Guillory here from Office of Reentry and Justice.
Hello, I'm Kimmy Aseo with the Office of Reentry and Justice.
And if there's no one else on Zoom, we would then have them do the agencies that's in the room. Is there anyone else on Zoom?
I'm not with the staff, but Nicole Green here, CAB policy and budget, 3rd year. I don't know when I'm supposed to throw my introduction. Say who I am, what part, but I'm here.
Thank you. If no one else, we'll have the county agency in the room go around and then we'll go back around to the people on Zoom.
Hi, Sam Wong with Bay Area.
You're gonna go far now with the Center Force?
Cynthia Zavala with Center Force.
Annette Corvo, Center Force.
Hi, ma'am, Rubicon Programs.
Alana Hughes, Loud Family.
Tiffany and I at the Entry Success Center.
Thank you. And now we'll open it up to those that's on Zoom.
Janet Evans, Office of Education, Game Plan for Success, Reentry Program. I'm going to introduce our newest addition, Temporary Reentry Transition Specialist, Tim Perkins. He's on the call too.
Thank you. If there's no one else, we'll move along. Prior to moving to announcement, let's set the table for the board in this form. Person who wishes to address the Community Advisory Board doing public comments on matters whether the jurisdiction of the CAB that are not on the agenda or who wish to comment with respect to an item on the agenda may comment in person, via Zoom, or via call-in. The participants in person should make public comments when called upon. Those participating via Zoom should indicate they wish to speak by using the raise your hand feature in the Zoom app. Those calling in should indicate they wish to speak by pushing *9 to raise your hand and then *6 to mute and unmute their phone. As a courtesy to others, public comments will be limited to 2 minutes per speaker. Let's pause a moment to review our purpose. The purpose is to advance justice, reinvestment, and protect community investments. Some of our responsibilities are recommend program-related policies around both existing and new funded opportunities, with a focus on evidence practice, local, regional, and national innovation, and recommendations for implementation. Engage providers to educate CAB and our committee members about their work, outcome, needs, and recommendations. Promote a structure for an implementation of a comprehensive need assessment for the county reentry population. What's working, what's needed to inform future programs, recommendation, funding, and allocation. Participate in programs and service related to RFP development process and panels by assignments from committee chair and our CAB overall. We are grateful to those who are members of this committee and so appreciate your time. Now let's continue with our agenda. Announcements. Public comments are there any announcements?
I'm in, Office of Curricular, Officer of Reentry and Justice here. We are still seeking, survey responses for our restorative justice community survey that's sent out about maybe a couple of weeks ago from now. So if you haven't, done so already, I think many of the folks here in the room may have received, flyers and links on that. But if you have not received it, please be sure to contact me. I'll be sure to get it out to you. So I ask you, please yourself fill out the survey, but then also share it with your colleagues or networks. We're trying to measure community sentiments and attitudes for implementing more restorative practices both within the community as well as throughout our various systems that overlap to see what the community desires in terms of how we further restorative justice responses. So we can certainly use everyone's support and help in doing something. We really want to hear community feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrice. Are there any announcements from anyone on Zoom? If not, let's move along. Public comments on any item under the jurisdiction of the Community Advisory Board and are not on this agenda. Are there any public comments? So if there's no public comments, we'll move on to approval of the minutes from our meeting on September 21st, 2023. If we can review them. I've had an opportunity to review them. If we can now move to vote.
This is being a motion to approve the minutes from the
And can I have a second? Thank you. Any discussion by board or standing committee? There is no discussion, then can we move forward to the call for vote? Kimmy?
Yeah, sorry. Rena,
Aye.
Ozzy.
I wasn't at the meeting. I'm going to abstain.
Okay. And then Latanya.
Aye.
That carries unanimously.
Thank you. So now we're going to move along. And so the next thing on the agenda is for a presentation for the reentry success center. And if I could have the presenter to sit here so that they can hear you all about it.
We're doing this dual,
Okay.
Tiffany and I will participate together, so I'll roll another chair up. Um,
Yes.
Who's doing the clickers?
Kimmy.
Oh, Kimmy.
There's a. Kimmy, in your email, there should be a link to the same presentation. It just changed up the color so it's comfortable.
Oh, okay.
Here, real quick.
Thank you, Kim.
Can you see it?
Yeah, it looks good.
There you go. Okay, hello, everyone, virtually and in person. My name is Pat Jones. I'm the Director of Reentry Services for Rubicon Programs. And first of all, I'd like to thank you for allowing us to come in to present our program to CAB. It's been quite some time. And I'll allow Tiffany to introduce herself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tiffany and I'm the interim site manager for the Reentry Success Center, and I will be sharing programs and services today.
So what we're going to do is Tiffany's going to give us an overview of what our program looks like at our resource center. And then I'll get more into what it's looked like over the past, I'll say 6 years. Before we get into this one-time request, I wanted to bring this to programs and services so that when we have conversation in policy and budget, everyone's informed as to what this request is and have heard, hey, this is what we're asking for and why.
Next slide, please. So who are we as the Reentry Success Center? Next slide, please, Kimmy. The RSC serves as the hub of reentry services for all of West Contra Costa County. We are a collective impact model, and we provide immediate stabilization for justice impacted individuals and their families. We do this through service coordination for on-site services, referrals, resources, and support groups. Next slide, please. And our team, who we met already, our director, Pat Mans of Reentry Services. And then we have our office manager, Estella Granetta, and you all have met myself. Our reentry coaches, we have Michael Fulmore, Alyssa Gomez, Thornberry, Jasmine Vanillo, and Anthony Richards. Next slide, please. So now that you met our team, we'll talk a little bit more about our service coordination and how we do this through our on-site services. Some of the on-site services that we offer, we have Contra Costa County Behavioral Health and Mental Health on site on Wednesdays, who's available to provide mental health services to our members. We also have Contra Costa County Alcohol and Other Drugs on site Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have our substance abuse counselor, Ms. Antonia Fernandez, who's available to meet with our members and really just provide service coordination, whether it be detox, inpatient, outpatient, medicated assistance treatment. And we're just having a conversation and identifying if someone has a need. We also have legal services on site regularly, monthly, daily ways, post office hours, Contra Costa County Public Defender's Office, state team, and of course our Rubicon enforcement. Some other partners who are offering health and wellness. We have healthcare for the homeless. Can you go back to that slide, please, Kimmy? Thank you. And we also have reentry health conductors who are able to connect our members to a primary healthcare provider, medical coverage, as well as apply for general assistance or public benefits. We also provide employment-related services, workshops through Rubicon. Center Force also comes to site and provides intakes to our members for parenting classes, family education, couples counseling, and also does facilitate in our comprehensive week alpha program, which you'll hear a little bit more about in our presentation. Next slide, please, Kimmy. Some of the resources that we offer at the center, we do provide our members legal support letters for any legal proceedings, whether it's for court, prior letters, homeless court. We do provide just progress letters as well for our members that we are working with. We also have laptops on site and also are able to provide laptops for our members who may be participating in DB classes, UI classes, parenting classes, community college, trade schools, applying for jobs. So we are able to provide some technology to our members who would benefit from that equipment to achieve their goals. As previously mentioned, we do have the ability to make homeless court referrals to alleviate any outstanding debt or barrier for our members that obtain a contract license. We do support all of our members and ensure that our members have their California state identification card and they have their social security cards. We support with applying for replacement cards, our establishing social security card. And we also support with purchasing or reimbursing our members for birth certificates. We also support with connecting our members to Contra Costa County Food Bank, who supports with CalFresh application, provides updates on status of applications, and also resources for food securities. And we're also in partnership with the health conductors who support with applying for Medi-Cal or general assistance, cash assistance. We also do support with job readiness. We support with just really sharing life skills, helping communication, interview attire, resume writing, cover letter writing. We support our members with creating online profiles so that they can submit an online application just to, put their hat in the ring for opportunities. And we have a lot of employment supportive services that we support at the center. And we also are able to support with our members with transportation getting to our interviews. We will support our members for 2 weeks of transportation or until they get their first paycheck on the job, uniforms or anything just to support retain the job. That can be a hardship when you're just getting your first or second paycheck becoming employed. We also support the family services. We focus and serve the family and not just the member. Whether it be a couple or children, we do our best to serve the whole family. Whether someone's getting ready for a loved one to come home, there are staying connected program, rural support letters, reentry planning, prior to one is released, or maybe a loved one was just gone into custody and a family in need of support. We also provide financial literacy and support or assistance through the center. We have financial literacy workshops, and we do identify hardships and support our members through those. Health and wellness. Again, we have some substance abuse counselor. We have the West County Health Clinic, the health connectors. We get our members into the primary care condition, and we also have mental health on site, where we really focus on our members' health and wellness. And just prior to the long before playing catch up or integrating that into the community. And treatment and recovery also falls under health and wellness. Again, we support our members accessing AA groups, NA groups. We have laptops and huddle rooms available. Our members are able to sign on to AA and NA groups and have a quiet safe space to attend those meetings. We also have direct release that we have on-site counselor. And we support getting our members into treatment, whether it be inpatient, outpatient, or medicated assisted treatment. Next slide, please, Kimmy. So now that we've talked about how we serve our members through our on-site services and resource, something that we're really big on at the center is community building. And what community building looks like through some of our programs. To begin with our 9-week comprehensive program, Alpha. Next slide, please, Kimmy. Our next Alpha cohort is scheduled to begin Monday, November 13th. We are currently recruiting and having interest in anyone who can benefit from our cognitive behavior program, which is based on the Teacher Change curriculum and really focused on cognitive self-change, social skills, problem-solving skills, and healthy communication. The reentry coach will encourage individuals who require more support over a longer period of time to enroll in Alpha, maybe prior to jumping into the workforce or education. That way, members can work with the coach and removing any barriers, connecting to services and achieving goals before moving with the more long-term goals. Also in Alpha, we have restorative practice, there's restorative circles incorporated in the program. We also have a remedy support group, Reentry Making Everyday Yours, which is facilitated by the Reentry conductors. Center Force also holds a piece in our Alpha program where they're sharing parenting and healthy communication, couples counseling, are able to serve the family portion in Alpha. Alpha is collaborative and partners are also invited to share their programs and services. So the 9-week program runs daily, Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Lunch is provided, and after lunch, we invite all of our partner community-based organizations, training providers, schools, employers to come in and present their programs, services, or opportunities to our members from there. Anyone who's interested can connect or plan the next thing upon completion of the 9-week program. The program is stipend, so our members do have the opportunity to earn or up to $450 based off attendance and participation. We do have a ceremony where we invite our partners, we invite you all, family, and other city and individuals to really come together as a community and lift up the cohort and just achieve them, really display the community support and resources available to them. Next slide, please, Kimmy. For a lot of our members, whether they go through Alpha, completed, are now alumni, or maybe have not participated in Alpha, we still have a lot of pro-social activities available. We have our evening programs. We have a gender-specific groups. Our women's support group is every Monday from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Dinner is provided, and that is at our office in Richmond. We also have a men's support group every Friday night from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Again, dinner is provided. Some of our co-ed non-gender specific programs are restorative practices. We have restorative arts, where we all come together, restorative circle. We have conversation, and then we just express ourselves, and the conversation ties into an art piece where we provide all the art supplies together and just express ourselves and grade in community. And then we have our restorative circles where we just get in circle, and dinner is also provided for both of these programs. Our restorative arts on Wednesday from 5:30 to 7:30. Restorative circle is Thursdays from 5:30 to 7:30. Again, this is located at our office. We also have a quarterly community activity night. Most recently, we've had a Motown sound night. We've had game nights. We just had a 80s theme kickback, and we played lots of games, raffles. We had dinner. It was a lot of fun. Some of our members want a bike, another person wants a tablet, and I'm just seeing everyone have clean, healthy fun, laughing, being amongst each other, where maybe we wouldn't socialize with that individual having we attended the event, and also just being in community with staff and getting away from the programs and services. We have a lot of fun at our community activity nights. They're usually from 4:30 to 7:30, so we have hourly raffles, and our members just have a great time and have a good safe space to make memories. In addition to that, we are active on social media. You can keep up with our upcoming community activity nights and pro-social activities through Instagram and Facebook, the Reentry Success Center. In addition to Alpha and our evening programs, we also have adopted the community green space across the street from our office, specifically our men's group. Every third Saturday of the month, come out from 10 to 2 and really just beautify the park and to the block and just the surrounding areas of the center, and really beautify the space, picking up any debris, removing any trash, which then has gone more into landscape and horticulture. And we involve from a monthly cleanup from the men's group to families, children, the women's group, pets, just overall community cleanup. We involved into a 18-week vocational training program. Our Beautify Richmond program just began on Tuesday, and it is an 18-week landscape and horticulture program where our members are receiving $20 an hour part-time. They will at the end complete with 4 certification. OSHA 10 has Walker traffic control for student CPR and have on-the-job training experience with our Rubicon landscape. So that is one of our newest programs, and out of one of our pro-social activities is now involved to a vocational training program. Another thing that we utilize our community green space is for our Green State Days in partnership with the Public Defender's Office and their legal aid. We hold quarterly or semi-annual record expungement days. And we also have an annual welcome home block party where we shut down the block of McDonald's and we invite all of our partners. And we invite over 20 employers last year, and we share opportunities with the community. And also we provided food, games, there's a DJ, just overall fun for the community at large. And that's an annual event that also takes place at the community green space on the center. Next slide, please, Kimmy. And now that we've talked about community building, I will let Pat share on the history of the center for the last 6 years.
So the center opened in 2015 in October. At that time, a brand new renovated building. Prior to us obtaining a data system saved, I could not locate the numbers of how many members were served. So I can go from 2017 to 2018. The number of new members unduplicated that have been served up until the present. I came into tenure in 2018, 2019. So 2017, 2018, we served 131 new members. 2018, 2019, that increased to 325 with the addition of new programs. 2019 to 2020, COVID hit. Our new members dropped. There was a scramble. So we were down to 232, which I think is great due to the fact that we were basically shut down around the world. 2020 to 2021, we were still in COVID and working towards opening back up at the end of 22. And then we hit with 387 new members from 2021 to 2022 as the community started opening again. And just last fiscal year, we had 596 new members. COVID gone. Okay, so the first thing you think that I'm asking is, hey, we need some resources to work with all of these individuals. Kimmy, can we go to the next slide, please? Our budget is $2 million over 4 years. That adds up to about $613,000 a year. It's taken up, and it's taken up in supporting what we're doing. And there's no room for what we're requesting here. And what we're requesting here is not additional funding for programs and services. We're requesting funding to renovate our building. This is the county building. Again, this is not a Rubicon ask. This is a ask that CAB take into consideration that this building that the Rubicon programs is operating is in fact a county building per se. Okay, it's not an actual county building. However, if we were to give the lease up, it would be back to the county. And we can, next slide, please, Kim. So our one-time request is for center renovations and equipment upgrades. Center renovations, when the center was first built, it was built with some brand new carpet. Okay, so you can get an idea of all this traffic that has come through this brand new carpet, the spilled coffee, the spilled food, the kids, over the course of 2015 to the current. And there's no more sleep in this carpet. Okay, we just can't hide it. Okay, so for those of you that have been there, I think you might be able to get a visual. And for those that haven't been there, I welcome you to come take a look at our center. It's time for a new mural. It's time for new paint. It's time for us to really amplify the work that's being done there. And I can say this firsthand as Director of Reentry Services. I oversee the new hub of reentry services for Alameda County as well. They came to visit our center and took our model over to Alameda County and recreated it, okay? And I happen to oversee that hub as well. Our electronic equipment upgrades. We're talking about 7 years in computers. You can imagine how slow these computers are. Right now, you can imagine the difficulties with staff being efficient, working with individuals as they're putting together a resume on a computer that is difficult to cut on. Again, you're welcome to come down and take a look at what I'm sharing with you. Once again, this is not about Rubicon programs, us asking for something for programs and services. We're fortunate to be able to resource and leverage other monies that have come into the agency under our current contract. Kimmy, could you go to the next slide? Please, thank you. Under contractor's obligations, A, lease contractor represents and warrants that the lease includes an assignment clause that authorizes the contractor its interest to the lease to the county at any time during the terms of the lease. What this means is that when the next RFP comes up for the center and the Rubicon does not get that award, which we've been fighting very hard for, it goes to someone else, this center. And if we're not doing something about this now, it will be a cost that the future agency may not be able to incur within the current contract. So we have an opportunity now to upgrade our center in a way to where it can last for the next 7 to 10 years. I'm hoping that this body will take this conversation back and really talk about what are we doing here in Contra Costa County to keep our equipment, our resource center that's in partnership with several agencies throughout the county, if not all, close to around reentry. Again, we're the hub of reentry services. And this includes ownership of all personal property. So the computers that we're asking for, the technological equipment, that all comes back to the county. Again, we're asking for upgrades so that we can continue to serve the community at the magnitude that we've been able to do. I think I've made myself pretty clear on our ask and where we are with this. Next slide, Kimmy. And with that, um, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Tiffany or myself. We are open to give you tours. I believe just recently there was a cab retreat there. Some of you had the opportunity to take a look at the center then. I don't know if things were pointed out at that point. You really don't want to show your housekeeping when you have guests. I think it's a prime time to take a look. And I encourage you to come over to Alameda County and look what they put into their resource center. I think it's worth taking a look at what other counties are doing. It might open your eyes a little more as to what we need to do over here. We're the flagship, I'll say. Yes, I do serve a center over there. However, we started here in Contra Costa County. Recently, San Diego County Public Defender's Office came out to visit our center. They're hearing about our work in Contra Costa County. We're the leader, and I think we should continue to invest in our center, in our resource hub. And I thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. That was a wonderful presentation. I'm going to open it up to questions from the people in the room, and then we'll go to those that's on Zoom and that have called in. Okay, so anyone from the board?
What is really, really important that you guys have us confused that we should have people. Thank you for your presentation. It was a great presentation. The services you guys provided. I would put it for trying to be kind of pretty much strong.
Thank you.
I've said this over to you, like, I'm really doing great work. And I was wondering, how did you come up with this amount?
How did I come up with this amount? I came up with this amount because I'm looking to open up the back area. So I've had some contractors come in and put bids together. I'm looking to open up the back area and open the kitchen area. We do a number of events where we're feeding people. We're feeding families. We have a fall fest event. We have a holiday event. We have different events throughout the year, a clean slate. So I've been working with contractors to give me estimates. The floor alone is $30,000 to take up the carpet and put down the laminate floors, the paint. So I've been working with contractors to come up to close to that amount. And whatever's left over in my request, I'm going to ask that it go to participant support and our clean slate events. See, these events aren't funded by AB 109. These are resourced through leverage through other resources that we have coming through Rubicon programs. So I'm going to ask if there are any remaining funds, it go into that pot and we continue to use it. However, yeah, we're close to spending that in the construction that we're looking to do regarding the center. Thank you, Tiffany. In partnership with probation, we give out 50 care packages so that when they're out riding in their van, they can give out those hygiene kits to the individuals that they're serving. We're doing that through leverage funds. Our partnership with probation is we can't work without them. So we're figuring it out together, you know, to where, hey, we need the support to be able to do that at the same time. And that particular support, I'll continue the way I'm working, leveraging other additional funds. However, this renovation piece is less us and more about the dignity of individuals walking into this space and seeing a clean space that they can be served in and treated like the human beings that they deserve to be treated. So hopefully I answered your question in that.
So how many computers?
We're going to need about 25 computers at this point. I want to bring the technology up to where We're still utilizing Zoom. We purchased televisions through leverage funds a while ago that need to be upgraded as well in our conference room. So I'm looking to bring that technology in to where it's upgraded and individuals are not only working with the technology. I'm talking about our desks are on, our couches are on. I'm talking about our chairs are on. Well, this is much larger than when I'm talking about equipment. I'm talking about paint on the wall. We have a mural that was created a while ago. I want to put a bid out to a local artist, if not a member, to be able to create a new mural to represent the city and reentry. So there are a number of things that I'll place out when I send in the information to Policy and Budget Committee. However, I want to give you an overview. You need help in this area. This is where I can't do it here with Rubicon programs. I need CAB, I need the CCP to say, hey, let's get our center up to par.
If I may, just for the sake of time, because I know we got like 3 other presentations to go, just for you guys' knowledge, outreach was made to all the providers to send in their written budget requests with their justification. So hopefully we can see those coming in by deadlines tomorrow. And that will be part of policy and budgets agenda packet for their meeting on the 27th. They've been encouraged to also attend with us in person or virtually in case folks have any questions regarding this.
I have a question for you, and by the way, had a chance to look through the presentation prior to you making it. And I noticed, and I may have missed, you provide 12 basic services for our returning citizens from behavior, legal, health, coaching, on and on and on. What's in these, and you've been listed on-site services. What services do you subcontract?
We subcontract the evening programs, restorative circles, the Alpha program. We subcontract the. Hold on, let me back. We subcontract evening circles, restorative arts program. Okay. Those are the 2 that we subcontract to agency called Community Works West.
Okay. All right. And then another question. And I'm going to ask you what you think. What would it take for your model to be expanded county-wide?
It would take an additional, it depends. Okay, so prior to coming into this position, I worked for what was called the network management team, which is now HR 360, the network. I was the central operations coordinator. I was reentry services for all the central Contra Costa counties. At that time, I looked at the demographics of that central county and that east county large. It would take 2 additional centers, 1 for central county, 1 for east county. Do I think it could be done? I think this model, having worked both models, I think they're 2 great models.
May I just ask you?
Yes.
I know I put you on the spot.
Yes.
That was
Yes. Yes.
And again, we have-
more important.
just a reminder, we have 3 other presentations and just a time.
Okay.
For them.
All right, that's fine. Would you be kind enough to just do some thinking, you and Tiffany, and just maybe get back programs and services? And just say, what do you think it would take? And the reason I'm asking the question, you said that San Diego reached out to you. Yes. And just wondering what we used to call participation. Thank you very much. Thanks for that.
Thank you guys very much. So
Thank
we're gonna move on, and then the next presentation will be done by Bay Area Legal Aid. Okay, so I'm gonna hand it over.
Hi, everyone. Sam Long here with Bay Area. And anytime we could, just make the Zoom out smaller. So, yeah. So we can go to the next slide. So yes, Bay Area legally, we're a social justice law firm. We mainly serve low income residents all throughout Bay Area, 70 counties, so all the way down to southernmost part of San Diego County and all the way up to Napa. And, this helps because our clients can have legal issues they're facing in different counties, and we can handle it all within our network. So Bay Legal was formed in 2000. It's from 3 legal service programs throughout the Bay Area, including the Contra Costa Legal Services Foundation, which is all the way back to 1966. Our mission is to provide equal access to civil justice and high quality legal assistance throughout the Bay Area. Next slide. And so our emphasis is on holistic services, because we provide lots of different services within our own organization that we can make referrals in-house. So smoother handoffs, same database, easier for clients to call new numbers and opt information themselves. A large variety from immigration to housing preservation, economic justice, that includes a lot of benefits, like Social Security, disability, family law, including protective orders, domestic violence prevention, youth justice for youth in schools facing issues there. And we could, this whole variety of legal services provide can be family law courtroom in Santa Clara County, handle debt from traffic tickets in Napa to everything that, right, just because our here in Contra Costa County, just because we live in Contra Costa County, doesn't mean that their entire lives center boundaries drawn here, right? Their lives, like this Bay Area, their lives can be affected by all sorts of things throughout the day. We can handle like in-house. Next slide. Right, so specifically focusing on the entry services, right? We do criminal record remedies. Like I said before, that with us being connected to 7 Bay Area counties, connected to all the governor's offices there, the DA's offices there, the judges there. So we know how all, right? Because each county, right, these expungements and remedies, right, they all have their own little procedures, courts behind the county. We're familiarized with all of them so that clients don't have to navigate that themselves. So we can review the rap sheet, check for Department of Justice background check errors, and make sure that lawyers are reviewing them, that everything is in line with how it should be. We also handle things with the DMV, such as driver license suspensions and traffic tickets, fines and fees. And this can range from a ticket you pick up, someone picks up in Richmond, to right, to any like fast track, crossing the bridges, issues there. We can handle that persons are facing. And so, especially with housing, especially in light of COVID and moratorium, then make sure that housing keep a big focus on being legal, making sure that our clients can have a stable place to live so that they can build up their lives there. So we handle a lot of employment issues, such as background checks, pause for a second. So yeah, so background checks and licensing, right? A lot of licensing boards, federal security, licensing boards with their own little procedures that are very specific to their industry. So we can help clients navigate issues that they're at because of their convictions, whatever licensing they want to explore. And then finally, identity theft, reporting consumer debt, right? Because especially while they're custody. And a lot of our clients are not able to handle their digital footprints, their financial footprints. But then now it's out, they want to get back on their feet. Those things, so we're able to assist with that. Start building credit, establishing the laws. Next slide. Right, so through the AB 109 program, partnered with largely through AB 109 specific. The past fiscal year, right, we've had 120 clients in 136 cases. In the second floor, some of our clients have cases. Now, folks, this is specific to Contra Costa. Throughout all 7 counties and service, they need no clients. So as far as the demographics, there, the gender and racial demographics, and these are more or less in line with our clientele coming from jail and prison populations. They're more or less. So we know that we're serving reaching those populations. And as far as age range, right, we have very young clients, very old clients, clients who had conviction with the record for decades, just didn't know what services available to them. Slide. So we operate 2 monthly clinics as reentry said. We operate office hours there monthly. We also do workshops for Conquer, PACT meetings, parole and community. Workshops there for recent parolees to know what legal services are there. See all those regulations. Next slide. Right, so I want to give an example of a recent client we had in sort of holistic services. So we met them at the Contra Costa County State Clinic. 22 years old. There's younger, right? They suffered from alcoholism, to homelessness, trouble staying employed. And when we met them, right, they used their 5 years sober, living with their mom, but still because of things that happened in the past, having trouble getting on their feet. So they came to us, we were able to identify their intake process, 3 areas of legal services that they needed, right? They needed so record clearing, right? Because they had gone through the system, they had finished their probation, they had the legal remedies that were record. Next, right, so they had some issues with DDD, where the unemployment agency was saying that they had been overpaid by a set amount, over $1,000. The government was going after them. Like they were having trouble collecting all the documents and remembering what did I get paid for what. Like if anyone's ever been on that website, it's not very easy. And then also they had some road traffic tickets from back when they were suffering from alcoholism. The fines built up, interest built up, further penalties. They needed relief that wasn't feasible for that. And so their old criminal record was affecting opportunities, and traffic tickets were affecting their credit. Right, so 3 totally distinct areas of law. Fortunately, the resources we have, multiple different areas in-house. So next slide. Right, for record clearing, right, we can review the rap sheet, and then we found that all their convictions were in Contra Costa County. So in these situations where clients' convictions are all in one county, we find that because the local offices are extremely plugged into their court system, and if it's all in one county, then it's more efficient. That's County Health Defender's Office. Right, if the SAR had convictions in multiple different counties, Napa, Sonoma, then we would handle it. It would be efficient for them to go. So here, right, all the Contra Costas. For the overpayment that was alleging, we were able to appeal the decision. And then, right, when we looked through all the documents, we found that not only the client not owe any money, the government actually owed her money. So, right, be able to almost flip it on its head. So she thought she owed over $1,000, but then she ended up receiving over $1,300 back. So, just imagine how that she felt. And finally, through the traffic tickets, through Contra Costa County Court, they're able to discuss the client situation, where they are now, and how provide relief would help them get back on their feet. And then Contra Costa County Court was able to right, so these three different areas that are all affecting the SARS life various ways. We're able to split them all on the. She wrote an email to us after all these things were finished. She wrote, such a great victory, thanks to you so much for the hard work. This wouldn't have been possible without your representation. Forever grateful, now stress-free. Just imagine. She got these letters from the government, but she's just trying to get on her feet. She suffered through so much. I just seen going through the email record of just her reaction. It turns out the government owes her money. Wow, like uses the empowerment that she felt. So being down by the system. Put money. So next slide. So right, so our trends similar to Ms. R's situation, where there are traffic related issues, expungements. That's sort of where majority of our cases center. So along with these central issues, it's also the ones listed there. And we noticed that, right, at least in the cultural shift, or various issues, that more clients are willing to state themselves as transgender, and they're more aware that they can seek name and gender change services, and we can assist with that. Next slide. Right. So as far as what we're facing, 2023, so still client awareness, like I said, for someone to be aware of the application, government guidance, and all that. And still, similarly, in all walks of the different legal fields that we service, clients are just not aware of the rights, not even aware it's fast. So I'm sure everyone working in reentry services have solved this problem. I think what helps is we found that we strengthen our partnerships, both with the organizations here and with county agencies. That we're so glad that since I personally received so many emails from Reentry Success Center, they ask, "Can you help with this?" And sometimes it's no, right? That's not something to help with. But at least they're asking a cost. We have clients facing work visa issues. Clients facing child support issues. While we can't help with that directly, we know we can't. So I think constantly asking, constantly strengthening those partnerships to make sure that a client in Contra Costa County, no matter what organization they start with, they can end up in the so right, we just want to reemphasize that we're available for trainings. Our specialty is legal services, court, like that. So we're available for trainings for all types of legal fields and outreach assistance. Glad that other agencies are asking us questions. We just want to emphasize, keep asking, keep going. It helps the counties. I think second, it's just as anyone works in this field is familiar with, start maintaining contact with clients. I think that's why things like Reentry Success Center, when I go there, I see clients for years. That helps because a lot of sometimes I have clients who don't have any digital access to things, so resources like that or the library are helpful clients too, so that we can reach them, so that we can help them. And organizationally, as everyone knows, it's full of gas, right? Cost of living is not getting cheaper. So in order to retain quality staff, our staff are attorneys, so they certain salaries that we want to make sure that we can retain high quality staff so that our clients have high quality show up in the courtroom. Was representing them is sure that and also during COVID, like there was areas.
Yeah.
That's coming to an end. So internally, risk. So, next slide. That's our presentation. We thank you. And thank you to CAB, CCP, for all the partnership and also all the donations to help our clients with whatever they need. Questions?
Thank you. That was a wonderful presentation. I'm going to open it up for questions. I'm going to start with the board. And then Kimmy, can we make it bigger just because we're only going to have questions for 1 to 2 questions. So I want to make sure that there's someone online at this time that we get to you. So I'm going to start with the board. If you have a question that you would like to ask. My questions, so you guys don't represent people in court, right?
Oh, no, we go.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Over that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But to clarify, it's civil, the court, right?
Yeah, civil. So, so anytime we appear in criminal court is for expungements, post conviction. So, you know, we're not public defenders. We don't exempt for actions. It's a good question. Go to court for civil and post conviction. So housing issues, family law issues. Court, just everything but active.
Thank you. So we have.
Yeah, okay, but do you have any?
Like you mentioned, you want to get your closed staff. A lot of the reentry citizens have had a hard time contacting them. So I'm just wondering, is there a way to kind of better service, you know, the reentry population?
How do you mean having trouble
Like calling the number and no answer? Or going down there, there's no one there, but there's the receptionist right there, but yeah, I've experienced that a lot,
Okay.
even with my own personal soul.
Okay. Well, so I just make sure for that. I joined the organization in August, so I can't speak to personally. But as far as you know, I talking with all the entry coaches and just that's like I respond to every email, call. I think one thing I think maybe that might be related to question is when we retain emphasis on retaining staff when if there whenever there is turnover and there has to be a whole range of reduction to 30 clients more from person A who left for a higher paying job at County X or Organization X. Because that's has to engage themselves and great people, and also with client contact. I'm talking about clients maybe not having a cell phone or reliable email address, things like that. And it's difficult. It adds another layer around transition. And so I can't speak to. Sorry that you clients interacted with face those issues. You know.
I have 2 questions because we have the first question, how are referrals made to you, or are you there for a pre-release at the transition and then post-release? It seems like most of this is post-release. do you do anything in the pre-release area for those that are in custody?
So first, like, how do we see referrals?
Yes.
So it's mainly through a database called SAFE. Which a lot of community partners. And probation officers.
Okay,
Under other organizations. Through that database.
okay, and how quickly, let's say I am released today, how quickly am I in that database so that you can provide me the service?
So we're not we don't have like jail records.
Yeah.
That, so it all depends on when probation reached out to us, or we're able to connect with them at the clinic, or. Yes, so as far as speed, but we've had people reach out to us even before they're released.
So
Like, their probation officer would reach out to us before release.
yes, so it would be helpful if we could do something to get people to you quicker
Yes.
so that you could provide service. So would you consider that a gap? Is the speed time that it takes for people that are in need of service to get to you?
Yes, so that is. Like, it'd be great if there was some sort of streamlined.
And that database you said is called what?
Safe.
It's called SAFE.
That's
That's what
what I do, like,
Yeah.
it's not a weird.
So I can speak to the data system. That's the data system that is administered through our office, Office of Juvenile Justice. And so all contracted 8109 service providers have access to that system to share and, as you stated, send referrals back and forth. Probation officers actually don't access that site. So, but 8109 contractor providers can receive referrals directly from probation. It's an email generated referral that goes to the primary point of contact at that organization's agency. And then they would input that information into SAFE.
Thank you. And then my final, that's good information because we're trying to figure out certain gaps. And if it's going to take me 2 weeks, I may be in the system, but if it takes me 2 weeks to get some help, the help I may get is from the person that calls me to get into where I'm getting out of, for example. So, okay, thank you very much. And then my other question, my final question. What services do you contract?
Contract, we don't contract.
You don't subcontract, you serve.
No, we do referrals if it's something that issue that.
Okay, but you don't subcontract to somebody to do the work, because when I looked at your presentation, Sam, which I thought was interesting, you covered several of the items, legal services, and when I looked at what some of the other groups did, they're providing some of the services you were providing, but in my view, it's like you're king of the hill, because you've got all of these services, you've got lawyers, you've got people. It's almost as if maybe you need to figure out how to get maybe more involved or how to do something in a more timely manner, not from you, but things need to be speeded up to get to you for some of these places. But thank you very much.
Thank you. Wonderful presentation. The next presentation will be by Singapore.
Yeah, I'll feel past you.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cynthia Zavala. I'm the program manager for Salesforce. And I want to apologize to the body. We do have an announcement. Sure. And I totally spaced out. We have a new interim executive director at Salesforce. His name is Mike Redney's. And Eric Shake, excuse me, he's no longer on. So I did want to. So like I said, my name is Cynthia Zavala. I am the program manager for the Center for Family Reunification Program. And Anthony Rivera did not be here. He's manager. He was actually doing an intake over in West County. So I asked my one of my other lead managers to assist me today. This is Lorenzo Parham, who is an expert in our curriculum and the work that we do. And also today I have Annette Corrigan, who will speak on her program a bit as I get done with the parenting piece. And she is the program manager for the gender specific AOD case management services contracted with Health Right for the West program. Next slide. A little bit about Center Force. Center Force was founded in 1977. And we continue to support communities in Northern California, providing services pre and post incarceration, providing life skills, family, parenting. We have been supporting folks. In fact, our first, I believe our first contract was the visitor center at San Quentin, way back in the day, in the 70s. So we've been doing this work for quite some time. We have contracts now in Alameda County with Alameda Probation and also we aim to support the formerly incarcerated individuals to help build credible transition team of family and friends. Thank God Center Force exists. Please visit our website to find out more about Center Force. Our goal is to create and help our participants reintegrate back into the communities and how we live. Our referrals come from the SAFE database system. Other community providers, we get referrals often from Janet and Nicole at the Office of Education, the folks that are in custody. A lot of times we get community self-referrals. People will say, will just call us and say, how do I get into your program? And what do I have to do? And what are the requirements for your program? We do probation referrals, and we work closely with residential treatment providers, sober living houses, homeless shelters. We get referrals from parole, the public defender's office, and also we provide referrals to the shelters, the SLD, the food banks, mental health services, job readiness. A big part of what we do is what we work very closely with child services and next slide. Are they gonna open it? Well, our mission is to support, educate, and advocate for the individuals that are impacted by incarceration and the communities in the county. We understand those of us that work at some work, most of us have lived experience, and we know what it's like to be away from them and be able to integrate back into our families and to help. So our passion is to help those that are coming out, dealing with everything that comes about with the absence of a parent, whether it's like for the children and the parents, for them coming back into the community. There's my information. So what we provide is back to family parenting classes. We call that BTF, and we also have communication enhancement workshop for the participant and the co-parent or the caregiver. But what can I have the next slide? What we really, what I really want to highlight is that we provide intensive case management services. And so who is eligible? Anyone with children, anyone who's 18 or older that's been, thank you, that's been incarcerated at any time in the last 3 years, anyone that's under county pretrial services on formal probation, court probation, felony level court program, supervised adult program, mental health court, anyone who has had any justice involvement is eligible for our program. Next slide. I asked Lorenzo to be here today, and I'm going to let Lorenzo talk a little bit about the reason we are so successful at our program is because of the trust that's built with the participants coming into. We believe that the intervention is the relationship, and the relationship is the intervention. And there has to be a trust that's built when they walk in the door. And one thing that happens through our parenting education is just that there's a trust that's built right at the beginning, at the very first class, by our excellent case managers. And I'm going to let Lorenzo talk a little bit about how that works and why we are so successful at the case management.
So, I'll speak on some of the workshops we do, but oftentimes our trust is built with our participants who come from a lot of different demographic backgrounds, neighborhoods, and have been through so much in their life. We build real trust with them because our staff has been through a lot of the similar things they have been through. Whether we have staff that have been incarcerated for 20 plus years, we have staff that have been clean and sober for 20 plus years. And when participants hear this, they make them feel like they can relate. I can be open, I can share. You guys understand what it is that I have been through and where it is I'm trying to take my life. I get a lot of times they say, hey, how did you come through this and get to that position that you're at right now? That's the work I want to do. And oftentimes, once they complete the program and we do some case management with them, we refer them to jobs that are similar to the way that we work, and we help them give back and pull someone else up. And it always starts from that first class once they meet us and see that you guys are not no big eye and little news thing. You guys are really care about the work that you do. You guys really want to see us succeed, and I can trust you guys. I had a participant not recently invite me to his daughter college growing away party on a Saturday, and I'm like, I don't work Saturdays, but I'm gonna pop up and come to the graduation. And when I popped up, he said, hey, you know what? I can trust you. I can believe you. This guy is a gang affiliate who has all kind of stay away orders from Richmond, and he don't trust nobody. But he's like, hey, you know what? I can trust you guys. I can trust your program. And now he called me and tell me all of his business that I don't need to know. Right? So we have these classes. We talk about what we bring to parenting. That's one of our biggest classes because a lot of the participants we deal with that comes from incarceration have been away from their family for a while. They don't understand the turn that their family has taken while they've been away. So we help them understand what their role is now as they come back to the family. And how you get back involved in that child's life. You know, we did a lot of participants that wanted to jump in instantly. I am home on my son now, overnight visit, and it just don't work like that. We have to build back up to what it is you are in that child's life now. And that. Then we talk a lot about how does stress impact parenting relationships. Right? When you stress out, you just parent different. You take things out on a lot of different people who've got nothing to you. And we talk about how do you deal with those heat of the moment stressors that you have in your life. And then our biggest one is what are the effects of substance abuse, domestic violence, or children and family. We have a lot of participants that come to us that we to stand for, but they need to have partner violence education. They have to do the 52-week program with them. And we talk to them about the different things that happen in a child's life when they witness these different things that go on. After the completion of the program, we do this case management with them guys, and we refer to the Department of Child Support. We write letters for the court. We support them at court. And we help them understand what's written out for them in their family reunification program and how they can get back into their kids' life doing step-by-step kind of reunification. So then we help with child support modification. Oftentimes, once participants here, hey, we got to contact child support. They run from us, right? But we try to get you to know that we're here to help. Child support is here to help. And this is why we have this bridge between the two to help you understand and debunk the myth that child support want to take all your money. We try to help them understand that you need to understand how child support comes. They're going to help you get the modification. Our participants don't understand that while they were incarcerated, their child support should have stopped. But they have the child support that been going and they in the arrears from it. And then when you walk into child support and they go to court, those are removed. And they get a low order that sometimes they don't know when my job changed. Let me tell the child support people, I'm not making that amount no more. Anymore my child support, they just keep building over time. Then they have problems getting jobs or getting their license, hold on their license. So we help them with all of that stuff.
Yes,
Listen, man,
and I think.
I feel like I talked for a long time.
Thank you so much. And you know what, and the other thing that working with child support, a lot of times they will have a job, but then if their driver's license is on because they owe child support. So because they're involved in the program and we have the connection with child support services, they will release their driver's license. So they can go to work. So that's a real added benefit for them being in the family reunification. Next slide. Referral process, I just left that on there, an email, to me at centerforce1.org. So that is a little bit about the family program. Do you have any questions about the family program? I know we get referrals. Any questions at all?
Yeah, I would like that. Oh,
Yes,
go ahead.
I was gonna open it up to the board, so.
Oh, are you done?
I'm gonna let, with the
family.
family piece, then I'm gonna let Annette come up and talk about the best.
Okay, just.
You want to hold up? Yeah, because we're at 12:24, the meeting ends at 12:30, so the board probably needs to discuss how they would proceed.
So let's just proceed and then we can ask the questions as a whole to those parties.
Yeah.
at the end.
Oh, excuse me, Patrice, if you were looking at it, the thing that was sent out said to go to one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Okay,
Okay, sorry.
Hey, Patrice, I wondered, was there something? Oh, no, this is too important.
Let me just confirm
That doesn't make any sense.
It's at 11.
It does say 11.
Okay,
Well, we have to do a hard stop.
okay, we can do a hard stop at one, okay.
Okay, well, should I proceed or do you want to ask a question?
How long, okay, how long is the, second portion of it? That way I can determine if we should.
Oh, just a few minutes.
Okay, so good, yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to you after question.
Okay, so real quick, the referrals, how do referrals, and then I'm gonna come back to my, my boilerplate, incarceration, being released, during that transition, and then aftermath.
No, we are
When-
meeting in custody.
So, okay, so you're right at the very beginning.
Yeah, building
Okay,
relationship in
great,
custody and
great.
also meeting them, hopefully within 3 days. We are,
Okay.
we try to meet with them as soon as we get the referral to contact them and have.
Okay, and let me throw you a zinger then. What would it take for you to meet somebody, I'm being released at 12 o'clock at noon? What would it take for you to have somebody there to meet that person? And then take them to your organization and say, come on, I got it, here's my hand, and you go from there.
Well, I'm glad that you asked. I think that it would take another step.
Another staff?
Yes, we would need.
Staff member.
Staff member, yes.
Oh, okay.
And that does bring me to, because there is a budget. That I am gonna ask for.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
You answered my
Not
question.
on that, but that's
Yeah,
a great
you
question.
answered my question. Thank you.
Okay, and that, next slide, please. Go ahead. Annette.
Okay, so I'm Annette, program manager of Central West Program. I work only with women in Central and East Contra Costa County. What I do, I'm a certified drug and alcohol counselor. So I work in the substance abuse piece, mental health. I work pre and post release. I work on with coping skills, and healthy support systems. I work on to help them get healthy support systems. I advocate for them, help them learn some new life skills. I work also, I'm in all 4 of the treatment facilities as well. So if I don't have them coming out of jail, if they've just been in jail for 3, in the last 30 days, last 3 years, 30 days in the last 3 years. And I can grab them and treat. And I will work with them while they're in treatment and we go from there. When they get out, I'll start referring them to different programs. I will, like Janet from GPS will refer me, when they're in custody. I like to meet with them at least a couple times because the trust issue is there, you know, so I'd like to meet them where they're at. You know, and it's really important to gain a trust because it's not fun. It's not. I will always do referrals for them, and I just help them to push through their barriers. What is it going to take to help all these women push through barriers? Do they have CFS cases going on? Do I need to refer them to parenting? Do I need to refer them to maybe a job program? Maybe it's Rubicon, housing. You know, there's all these things to consider in this because it's like it starts also with a program. How are we going to be able to work with these women or any of these people coming out? They don't have a roof over their head.
I know that we're on time, right?
Okay.
I know the gender responsive assessment is that really important that she does input a thorough assessment on what the needs are.
We'll create an individual action plan, which will consist of stepping stones. How are we gonna get to where you want to go? Drug and alcohol counsel, I'll work with them on the substance abuse piece. I'll do the resources and referrals for them. I will also work with them on life skills. I advocate for them. I will go to court with them. And also go, when I work with them in jail, I like to try to be able to maybe get there to be able to start from the beginning. So they don't wander somewhere else. I help to empower them, you know, help them to understand that they can do this. And give them positive support and reinforcement. And effective learning skills. Next slide. That's it.
Yes, and I do want to say that the gap that we're finding is the housing piece. And we will be sending over a budget request of 120,000 for earmark for center force participants for transitional housing at $1,000 a month for 5 beds for the next 2 years. So that's what the request. And the need is to have stable housing so they can continue, you know, without stable housing the idea that they can stay clean, so it's just impossible for them to be able to stay clean. Now, they have to have a place to bathe and sleep. That's all. Any questions?
I'm having a question, more about clarification. So I know that you work with the ladies pre and post release. And I know that there's certain things that you do, and then there's certain things that you refer out that's outside of what you do. Is it where you're just doing a referral, or are you actually still there to walk them through the process in the event that they're going to Rubicon for employment? Are you just doing a handoff and say, hi, this is Antoinette, I'm referring this person over? Or are you there to kind of guide the person with their coping skills, their life skills in real time through the process?
Yeah. And I definitely walk them through the process because I think it's really, that's where the peer support piece comes in.
I think I just want to get clarification.
I have one. Do you subcontract? You do not subcontract. You refer, which may be a little different. But you don't subcontract.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got it out here. Do you need part of my program too?
Another case manager. Not mine.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a nice day.
Thank you. So we have one more presentation, if you guys can stay with us. And so the next presentation is going to be from health.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
I'm the program supervisor.
Hold on a second. Can you guys hear her okay? Can you open that for me?
Well, actually, it's not, no, supposed to be presenting, so I'm just not
Okay,
sure if they're, oh, there they are. They're
Okay.
right there.
Okay, perfect.
Hi, I'm sorry, yes. Presenting for Loud Family 8109 program, it'll be mine and Mimi.
Good morning. Good morning, board members in Allow Family Housing Programs. My name is Mike West. I'm program director here at Allow Family, and with me is.
My name is Mimi. I'm a reentry program manager with Lao Family.
Just in case if our internet ever dropping out, we do have Orlando on site to continue to provide the support. So continue on with the presentations. As you see on the slide, Lao Family have 3 different locations throughout Northern California, which is Alameda County, our Oakland offices, and San Pablo office, Contra Costa County, and now Sacramento County. Next slide, please. So Lao Family are very proud to be part of this network, providing the support services to our reentry population through very basic 5 steps. Our first step is really eligibility and enrollment process for the reentry populations that including the assessment through our GAN assessment, the rap sheet, the R.
Yeah, I'll take over with this. I'm not, so she's been up there to, I'll just start from the beginning on my presentation. She would like to have given this presentation. You guys have it on hand, so I apologize for the technical difficulties. But we are in San Pablo office. We provide reentry supportive services, getting out of prison, getting out of jails, coming into our program. What that looks like is we get the referrals from probation, and we also get the referrals from our local partners, such as a couple of that have already presented, such as Rubicon, Center Enforcement and Women of Purpose, and other agencies in our area. We are able to provide housing subsidy for up to 6 months with the housing subsidy up to $1,000 per month. We also work with the adult reentry program. Thank you, reentry, Jenna and Nicole. We get referrals from them as well, post-release and release. When they come into our program, they'll have 6 months of services with us up to $1,000. What that looks like for us is transitional housing. It may be SLEs. It may be reunification with other family or family members. We also provide workshops. We provide financial coaching. There's a 6-week financial training workshop that our program provides on site at the San Pablo office. And what that looks like is we teach them about credit reporting, how to be self-sufficient with budgeting, how to save up money. And then also, if we don't have all the answers, we do refer out sometimes for as to bail and legal aid for assistance and child support services. We also provide IDA Savings Plus program, which will benefit the client. So with the IDA Savings Plus program, you can come in and save up $1,000 with us. And I'm not going by the slide, but I'm trying. They can save up to $1,000 with us, and then our program will match that dollar to dollar. So they have some savings when they come out. I am going to move to the next slide, Kimmy. Our program goals here. The program is to housing, provide up to 50 unduplicated clients. Our stats right now are 90% of clients will be engaged in employment and educational services. And what that looks like for us is that with our workshop, they'll have those services such as getting a resume, We fill out a master application with them, so they have this when they do go on job sites. 80% of our clients exit or move into permanent housing and reduce recidivism and rearrest. And of course, reduce. Next slide, Kenny. Our delivery service model basically here is the referrals that we get from corrections and probation, or by permanent housing navigation and placement, which is tenant landlord rights that I talked to you about with Bay Area Legal Aid as one of our referrals. One-on-one group wellness sessions through counseling and pre-employment workshops. And that's when I talked about the master application and the resume that we prepare for the client. Financial literacy, budget, and banking. Also, when you're attending our workshops, we do provide a monetary benefit of getting up to a $50 gift card to Target to give them some kind of incentive to go to these programs. Online coaching and support with retention post graduation. Next slide, please. Our person-centered care plan, the target population that we serve. We hope to get them in long-term housing after they receive up to $1,000 subsidy for us for 6 months. During that time, we're also working with contractors to get them into permanent housing. As you know, permanent housing is very limited here and in other counties. So what we try to do is, as an approach, is you may be living with a family member at that time, or transitional living, or getting yourself together through drug and alcohol counseling, going through a rehabilitation program. And once you completed that and have a job with us, then our hopes, of course, is to get you settled into permanent housing. And what that looks like for us is going out with our housing navigation, trying to find low-income properties that we can help you with. As you know, also, you basically need about a job that's gonna make you about 30 something an hour to live on your own, which is hard. So we do provide that employment piece. And so if it's not their permanent, hey, I want my permanent 1 bedroom by myself or with my kids, then we offer that assistance through the transitional living and continue to live with that family member or continue to live in long-term SLEs, which provide up to about another year of service. Next slide, please. These are the Allow Family Care programs and services that they have besides AB 109. We do have the Wyola group that's located in our office with the AB 109. We share that space with them, and Wyola provides job training and also provides job assistance and getting them job preparedness and getting them jobs. Youth and Family Youth Services are our headquarters office. We provide youth with services, it's the TAM program. They provide workshops and then working on site at the headquarters after being involved with our youth service program. Family support services, Allow Family speaks up to 35 different languages, which can offer an array of services for other people who do not speak just Spanish, English, other languages. Assets and community income programs, and that's through the permanent housing. After they've been with us for 6 months, they get that job and they're able to move into their place, which we've had a 70% rate. They move into permanent housing. Our family does provide through the AB 109 the first month's rent and the deposit. Next slide, please. So this is just one of our on-site recruitments that we've had this year. Allow Family this year celebrated 70 years with our CEO, Kathy. She's taken, her father was originally the CEO and founder of Allow Family, which provided refugee services. And now it's kind of taken on a different approach with other programs such as the AB 109 and other refugee programs throughout the Allow Family community. Next slide, please. So this is our vision and our mission. Hi, Maya, you back? I'm going to continue. So our vision, excuse me, our vision
for taking that on. So Lao Family Visions is really, we envision a community where everyone thrive. And that's the reason why Lao Family, we do have a lot of other services that we try to bring it on site and trying to lavish with all other resources to enhance and serving the participant really at a wraparound support services. With our mission is really everyone to advance their well-being to diverse community through the culturally informed employment, housing, education, and support services. So previously what you see is really we provide one services in the housing component, but around that, all the participants that we provide that have access to the youth program, if they have any children in their family, they have access to our vital tax support services because they get employment. We help them to file tax return at the end of the year during tax seasons. So every single year during tax seasons, we allow family filing about 2,000 plus individual tax returns for our families, our community, the people that we serve to look into the employment. With that, last year, our annual budget is about 26 million. This year, 2023, we increased our budgets because through multiple partnership and resources, we be able to leveraging and bring more support services on site. So really this year we increased our budget into like 34 millions, and very exciting to share with board members too, that we in the next 2 months, we're going to be launching our CNA training throughout 3 different locations to the state ETP training program. And that also open to all of our reentry populations, as well as the, the shipyard and base ships program that we have in Richmond and Contra Costa County, where we be able to support our participants, especially the reentry populations, to get the trade cards and be able to work on the ship and the yards. So in conclusion, next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah, so this is a little bit about Lao family history. Our history, Lao family will. Oh, actually, so that's our history. Moving on with our budget of 2023. And then lastly is really, we would like you to meet our team. Next slide, please. Is our Contra Costa team have a very small team, but they dare eager to support the participant, very diverse populations that our team have, including Walenda, Jamila, Iswa, Katrina, and Yenny, as well as AJ, Maria, and JD. So this is a team in Contra Costa County, be there and ready to serve the community. And lastly is our last slide. Is our contact information, just in case if board members have any other questions, we're here to answer. Thank you.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open it up for questions. I'm going to start with the board, and then I'll go to the people in the room and then online.
I don't have any questions on this. It was very, the presentation was very thorough.
Well, I have one question. Citizens that are re-entering, a lot of times they have families. And I know you guys, SLE, or, you rent a room from someone. So do you have anything for families?
We do not at the time. We are building that right now. We do have it to where we'll reunify with the family, and then once that subsidy stops, then our plan and our goal is to move them in that permanent housing. Because during that 6 months, we're reunifying the individual that's qualified, also the family member. Then it'll be a twofold income that's coming in. So that income is able for them to substantially get an apartment or a studio by them, together.
Yeah, my comment is sometimes like with women, they have kids, 2 kids. They can't take them to the other.
No, but
They can't, and sometimes they can't find a room to rent, but if they have. I have someone like this, she has a job. But she just needs help getting in a place.
Right.
Yeah.
And not the substitute name, but you can definitely come into our office and we can assist. Because, let's face it, everyone that's goes to, jail or prison or come out, they're not single. You
That's
know,
right.
and so it's reunifying the family, so when she does come in, when a person like that does come in our office, we're definitely able to assist with that. So I look forward to seeing you. Okay.
I have one or two questions here. First one, do you subcontract?
Might you wanna take that? Our program AB 109 does it. Did you
I'm
hear
sorry,
that?
I couldn't hear the question. That
What services do you subcontract?
What services
What
do you
services do we
subcontract?
Well, majority of our services that we do have partners with different partners. Most of services that we do have for subcontracted out is really something that we can't provide internally in-house. For example, any career technical education training, that's something that we partner with the expert who do the expert of the work, because we cannot do all of the training ourselves. So we have to looking for the expertise who do the CTE training, for example, environmental remediation trainings, the truck driving, forklift driving, CNA training. Those are the things that we subcontracted out to our partners who have the expert to do that type of training. Other than that, employments, we do internally ourselves because we have staff who certified with their global career facilitator trainings, who are certified in workforce development apprenticeship program. We invest a lot in our staff and ensure that our staff have the expertise in the workforce development. But other than that, anything that not training, that's something that we contracted out.
Thank you. And then maybe the other question here. What gaps do you see in the process? When I'm looking at gaps, I'm referring to, when do you begin service?
We began service as early as it is referral and pay to us. We've
Okay, just stop. Who makes the referral to you?
other linkage of services, but our primary one will be probation.
So probation.
And also Office of Education.
Okay, just let me get here. So probation makes a referral to you. And I'm just a minute here.
Yes.
We go into the jails and there's 2 to 3 times, I go into the jails right now, 2 to 3 times a month. To go into and then hold a workshop. And in that workshop, we tell about the Lao family and how it would be an easy transitioning from them to come from jail to any other linkage of services that we partner.
Okay, are there any gaps that you see in the process?
So sometimes right now, what I'm saying is that we don't, even though we provide that, gap between them coming out of the county jail and then coming to our program, you see that small gap there. They don't actually sometimes come right to us, and so that's why we're now going inside the jail, so we can catch that gap point. So they won't have that gap, but feel like they have to take some more time off before coming to see us. They know about our program, they've given them the information, and we help the students. By that time, the adult education, for example, have already made their referral to our program, and we anticipate them.
How could that process be jump started?
I think right now that process has been jump started with the help of the Office of Education by providing this service.
As far as I know, the workshops just began within the last couple of months that we're able to go into the jail and do this and have this opportunity.
Would your organization be in a position to meet somebody on release? If I'm released at 12:00, at 12:01, I could say, oh, I'm so glad to see you. Can you help?
If we had funding for that service, we definitely
Need funding for
right. Release
and
service.
transition.
Exactly. Like someone mentioned earlier, for another staff member doing also has that clarified time of getting out of incarceration from 9 to 5. Most of the time is whenever they reach. Thank you.
Thank you. You did a wonderful job. I was gonna take one more question, but we actually pushed for time, so I do apologize because we have a hard stop at 1.
If they have any questions or email it on the bottom, should be on the bottom of our presentation or the presentation on the last slide for those. Thank you.
So the next step that we're gonna do is, we're gonna take,
I'm sorry.
Thank-
Open, questions, from any of the folks online.
we have more stuff in the works. You know, they discussion.
You can just at least open it up.
Okay, so maybe-
To make a comment or.
Okay, I'm gonna open it up for those that's on Zoom. You can either raise your hand if you're on, if you actually call in, you can hit *9 and *6 to unmute if you have a question or comment at this time. Questions, comments?
It doesn't look like we have any.
So the next step for our committee is we're gonna actually take the information that we gathered on today to update like what services each agency provides, see where the gaps are, and then to also document the needs and the acts that they have for us on today. So if there is no questions from the board or anyone in the room or on Zoom, what we're going to do is we're going to conclude our meeting and adjourn. Our next meeting will be on November 16th, and it will be from 11 to 12:30. Thank you all for participating in our meeting. Have a wonderful afternoon.